Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Get a good look at this watch because you may never see another. This is the Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Dualmatic. 20 were made like this in rose gold, 120 were made in steel, and I believe all of them were a retailer exclusive model for the American watch retail chain Tourneau. So whereas most retailers are happy to co-sign the dial, maybe get a unique dial color or logo on the case back, it appears that Tourneau had enough pull in the early to mid 2000s to get a completely unique model out of Jaeger-LeCoultre, which is this Master Dualmatic. Now you've probably seen the Master Compressor Dualmatic, which is much more common. This, as far as I know, only existed as a limited edition for Tourneau. It uses a familiar case from the early to mid-2000s at Jaeger-LeCoultre, blended lugs, relatively tall and sheer lugs when viewed in profile, but skinny when viewed head-on. There's a soft bevel that extends and expands over the end of the lugs. You can see the watch features a thickness of 11.7 millimeters, a lug-to-lug of 49.6. It is a 41.5 millimeter diameter case with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. When I throw it on my wrist, it's almost exactly like the Master 8 Days. So if you're familiar with that from the same period, you'll be familiar with how this fits. I would say my 16 centimeter wrist wears it just fine, but looking down the barrel, I don't have a lot of clearance. The lugs are moving towards the edge of my wrist and they're just about to poke out, which is the no-go point for me. It is, however, thin with a very flat bezel. It'll slide easily under a dress cuff. Taking a look at the strap, you can see it's a high-grade strap. Jaeger-LeCoultre factory. You can see pull tab spring bars. Pull down the tab, pop the strap off the case. Gloss finish, medium brown, very large, very rectangular, very symmetrical scales, a very expensive cut of the beast, and great looking. There's a little bit of bolstering near the lugs, so it's got some stuffing to swell it a bit and fill it out. And then we've got a sheer cut edge with lacquering for refinement. No crimping, no gouging. JLC factory strap, and we've got JLC's second generation folding clasp. You know it's the second gen because it has this little channel down the center. The first generation was it was just one flat stamping and another. Here we have this socketing action where they snap together quite securely, and then there's a JL logo on the buckle. The case is familiar. You can see that little expanding bevel, and the case profile overall, pretty well known to JLC fans of the 2000s, as this basic case was used in different scales on everything from the Master Ultra Thin to the Master Minute Repeater. So you can see the watch is large. Back in the 2000s, dress watches could be large. It was almost expected. So the dial has tri-Arabic numerals 9-12-3. We have faceted dart-style applique indices. We have a silver metallic sunburst with little countersunk crosshair small seconds that has an azurage pattern. There is some lumen. We'll take a look at that now. And then we've got a date, two alpha-style hands, which you'll note are half-frosted for better contrast against the dial base. And we've got a unique way of setting this thing. So you can see I have the ability to activate hacking seconds and move everything in sync. What I want to do is I want to set my 24-hour reference time zone. Whatever the hour is, whatever the minute is, set that. And then there's an intermediate position of the crown where you can now set your local hour, including jumping the date forward or backwards, depending on which way you're traveling across the international date line. Again, very similar to the Master Compressor Dualmatic system. And then around back, you can see why that is. It's because they literally use the same movement. It's the 975 Auto Tractor, which was a very expensive and very uncommonly used development project by Jaeger-LeCoultre, taking everything it had learned about the use of its 889, its dress watch automatic, in IWC sports watches during the 90s, something that did not always work out for the IWC owner. So Jaeger-LeCoultre planned to create a new generation automatic that would include an entirely new architecture, a thicker construction, more robust full balance bridge rather than a single-sided balance balance cock, a free-sprung balance rather than a mobile stud index. And so all these changes were designed to effectively create a high horology version of a Rolex 3135. And that was sort of the guiding light for Jaeger-LeCoultre to create a tank-tough movement. And although it was later used as the basis for the 770 and the 772, which you'll remember as the geophysic true second movements, my strong feeling is that the 975 and the 976 manual wind adaptation were not used because they were very expensive to make, and it was easier to take some of the features from this auto tractor movement and port them over to the 889 to make the 899, which was a lot cheaper to build, and to be fair, also a lot thinner. But I always looked at this as a cost no object development process, which is why I prize it in the few instances where it actually shows up on a JLC watch. It's a unidirectional automatic winder, unidirectional found to be more efficient than bidirectional, on the wrist, not on a winder, but on the wrist. We also have ceramic ball bearings, which are more efficient than steel. It is a 4 Hertz beat rate, a 48-hour power reserve. It has the dual time function as well as the hacking seconds, the full balance bridge, and the free sprung balance. You can see that we've got a combination of circular stripes, solarization, fire blued screws, KIF shock protection. The stud holder has been satin brushed, and it's a great looking movement, and again, very tough. Master 1000 hours control, a test of the fully assembled watch, not a bare movement like the COSC, for chronometry, durability, winding efficiency, power reserve, water resistance, and this would have been through all of that. 41.6 day test of the fully assembled watch. 50 meters water resistant, more than the standard for a dress watch of 30. I still don't recommend submerging it because it doesn't have a push down crown. It's really important to note that there were also changes to the auto tractor that you can't see. The gear profile was redesigned, a system called Spire, that's sort of like an acronym that was created by a consortium of watch brands, of which Jaeger-LeCoultre was one participant, a more efficient train from the barrel down to the escapement because of the profile of the teeth. And then you can see solarization at the center of the ball bearing, just a great looking, historically important, and all too uncommon Jaeger-LeCoultre movement in a 20-piece limited edition. I can almost guarantee you'll never see another. So reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing.